Andile, I want to warn you beforehand that I hold very radical views on BEE, and I'm going to be throwing them at you like bombs. Welcome to the studio. Let's begin perhaps by looking at where we are in terms of BEE. I mean, 9 years on, in your mind, in terms of the guys who originally framed BEE, have we made the progress that perhaps we wanted?
No, we haven't made the progress, but I think we are on our way there. And I think for the first time this year, government has put in place regulations that has created value on companies to comply for black economic empowerment. For example, the new fiscal year will compel government entities and all public entities, when they procure, to use BEE for the first time. So we are not there yet, but at least we are heading to the right direction.
Why are we not there?
Well, I think largely because this was new. No one has ever done this all over the world.
Oh, we've seen in other parts of the world.
Remember,
you know, your Malaysia's, your Zimbabwe experiment.
Yeah, remember ours was different. You know, I always say to people, South Africa is unique because we had unique challenges. That's why we have a unique constitution. This is a South African invention incorporating other models. So a BEE is not a law, so you don't go to jail if you don't comply, but you'll go out of business if you don't comply. On the other hand, we need to incentivize those guys that want to do BEE. And for the first time, that's what government has done. They've now financially incentivized companies that are willing to do what any business would do anywhere in the world, except in this country, we incentivize you for doing it.
Do you believe in BEE?
Absolutely, 100% believe in the economic transformation, in economic development. The more you include people into the cake, the bigger it is. If you see all the cars that are driving in Johannesburg, one of every 4 cars before used to be bought by white people. Now the 3 are bought by black people. Those are the people that have been promoted at work. Those are the people that have been given skills that they've never had before. Those are the people that have bought businesses that are now trade that they've never done before.
If I had badged my car not BEE funded, so you would have been offended?
I wouldn't, because you would. I would be sad because you wouldn't know actually it is BEE funded. In fact, if you look at now, we even have a BEE index in the JSE. It's not by mistake. It's because BEE provides economic development. In other words, if you increase the pie, business is likely to benefit, and that's how the BEE concept was conceptualized, to say let's have more people participating in the economy. We have 5 million out of at least the 20 that are available that we can catch as a country. And I believe we can double our GDP by just at least bringing half of those people.
Andile, if I took your argument and I believed your argument and I said BEE was necessary, beyond it though, when do we stop talking about BEE? I know apartheid, some people estimate 350 years when the black majority was locked out of the economy. But beyond it, when do we stop talking about BEE? Or will there ever come such a time that we stop talking about BEE?
Look, I don't think there will ever come a time, and I'll explain to you why.
Why not?
Because remember, what you see, it's when you see someone driving a car, an empowerment person, a non-empowerment person, it's not the same. An average black person has to support 7 families, have to take 7 families for education. So what we want to do, it's not about transforming individuals. We want to transform individuals to participate in the economy. So the day the economy is not growing because we don't have enough people to bring, then we won't need BEE. In fact, we might even need BEE for Africa. But we need to capture into the 900 million that, for example, the company.
Andile, what about the argument that what you're doing is through BEE, you're blunting the entrepreneurial spirit of black people? Because now you've got the so-called tenderpreneurs, the guys who wait on nothing but government contracts in order to be able to flourish, instead of actually using their brains, using the education that they get to go out there and create companies based on their experience and on their education.
It's an unfortunate perception of BEE. Majority of entrepreneurs have a base, have a value proposition. BEE is founded on that. We're not saying you must be black, you get a business. We say have a business case, do everything that else everyone is doing. This gives you the incentive to do it. This is the China of South Africa. This is a competitive tool that a South African business will have. For me, the success of businesses is that we South Africans need to use BEE to take our business global. The way China, entrepreneurs in China are supporting themselves, the government is supporting themselves to trade against. So we are trying to close that trade imbalances that was created by apartheid in this country. Instead of us filing court cases in New York, we'll say bring them on. We're going to use our incentives here to make sure that we attack the global market using our government resources. That's what BEE is all about.
Okay. What about the other argument? There are some people who argue that perhaps the greatest contribution one can make to BEE is to, number one, fix the education system. Number two, provide access for people outside of the education system into that education system.
Look, this is an economic empowerment.
Is that not bigger?
I just want to make you aware.
BEE, the way it's been structured
it's an economic empowerment program. That government has to do anyway, whether it was BEE or not.
Is that not the better way, though?
That's not addressing the economic disparities.
That's not addressing now, but it's actually creating the platform for the future for children. If a child born in 1994 had access to an education, today that kid would be getting into university and getting the platform that he needs to get on.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that they'll participate as an entrepreneur in the economy. What we want is that we want black entrepreneurs. We want global competitive black entrepreneurs. We want global competitive black brands. And by the way, when you talk about BEE, remember, we're only talking about 25% equity. The other 70%, it's non-BEE. It's white foreign entities.
Should we even be talking about equity? Because my argument is we should not be talking about equity. What we should do, if I work for company A, I want a share in that company because I work for the company, not some other person who's sitting somewhere else with their billions, who comes in, pours money, but knows nothing about the business, disadvantaging a worker who's actually pouring sweat and everything into that company.
My personal view, I would never want to kill the market. Workers and shareholders are two different things. You can't mix the two. The boardroom politics and employee politics are not the same, because the shareholders' interest is return on investment. Employees have their own agenda. But all I'm just trying to say, be that it may, let's have black shareholders, let's black entrepreneurs. Let's capitalize the JSE, let's capitalize the BE index in the JSE so that black people enter and buy shares into those entities as an economy.
I'm saying let's create the cake and let's make it bigger as well.
We're on the same page.
Andile Thloaele, he's founder and CEO of Inforcomm, talking about BEE.